Put on your 3D glasses. Here we come.
Yeah, I remember racing to the convenience store to pick up 3D glasses for those special events, and then you put them on, you're like, this doesn't work.
I remember 3D House of Pancakes and all those great sketches on SCTV. Man, that was a good show.
That was. Hey, welcome to SportsCenter with Jay and Dan, brought to you by McDonald's. It's the last show of the week, so we mail it in, but we kind of have to give this one a little effort because the NFL season kicked off. We didn't think it would ever get to this point, but here we are.
And we even had fans in the stands, and we had two quarterbacks who combined, Dan, signed contract extensions worth over $600 million in the offseason, combined.
Wow.
About $630 million in money between these two guys. But first, there was a nod to, of course, social injustice demonstrations, Black Lives Matter. They had to unveil their Super Bowl banner. Did the Chiefs, looking to become the first team in 16 years to repeat. Now, I mentioned there were fans there. Arrowhead allowed 22% capacity. Every stadium's doing it a bit differently, but about 17,000 fans were there. Houston left the field prior to the national anthem. The Chiefs stayed on the field. There's Alex Okafor. He elected to kneel. And then once the anthem was over, the Texans returned to the field and locked arms with the Chiefs for a moment of silence and unity. There were some boos heard. Here was Jabari Greer's reaction on our post-game show.
I was disappointed when I first heard that. You know, a lot of things went through my mind. Emotionally, I was kind of thrown off. But I got some perspective from a friend of mine that said that someone yelled Trump 2020 and that they were booed for yelling Trump 2020. And one thing I think that showed me is that we live in an age of confusion, you know, where one person's interpretation can be one thing and another person can interpret the exact same thing another way. But I think ultimately it takes the view, it takes the vision off of what's really important, and that was the show of unity between the two teams. We've never seen that before, and I believe that we are in a time right now where that has to be the headline. Not the boos, not the confusion, but the unity between brothers locked in arms before they go into competition. That is the message.
Okay, so let's see what happened in the season opener. The new look Texans. David Johnson acquired in the offseason for DeAndre Hopkins. Takes the handoff, goes 19 yards for the touchdown. Johnson didn't have a run of 19 yards all of last season. Kansas City erased a 24-point deficit against Houston in the divisional game last year. Patty Mahomes to Travis Kelce. Easy 6-yard touchdown. This was the talk of Twitter. Andy Reid's big shield. As our friend Jenny Johnson, comedian, said, it looked like Andy opened the dishwasher while it was still running. Second quarter, tied at 7. Deshaun Watson looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and 10. Can't get it. Has another chance to catch up with Mahomes on the bench. Under 4 minutes to go in the half. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Under 4 minutes to go in the half. Mahomes to Sammy Watkins. Initially ruled a touchdown. Watkins, though, was down just before the end zone. They connected for a touchdown later in the same drive. 17-7 KC at half. When the Chiefs drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire, both his new coach and quarterback, pretty excited on draft night.
Hey, listen, we're fired up for you, man. Very excited.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can't wait.
We asked Pat Mahomes, who do you want? And he picked you. Huh? Great set.
Man, I'm ready to
You better
work.
be ready to go, man.
I'm ready to work, coach. You know that.
You're always ready.
And yeah, the rookie was ready in his NFL debut. Al Michaels on the call. Helaire had 138 rushing yards at one point in the game. Al Michaels said Quebec, and then he asked if he was saying Quebec right. First player to rush for over 100 yards in his NFL debut for the defending champs. Watson, fresh off signing a $177 million extension. His arm gets picked off by rookie L'Jarius Sneed, not to be confused with Cyril Sneer. There's Reed. Yeah, he's still got some fog here. Got some fog here. Ensuing Chiefs drive, 3rd and goal. Mahomes on the run. Cyril Sneer was from the Raccoons, I believe.
That's right. That's right, Dan.
Tyreek Hill.
Raccoons.
Mahomes' third touchdown pass of the game. Chiefs open with a victory in their season opener, 34-20, the final.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire made quite an impact tonight. How was he able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, the guy's a star, man. He works hard. He works his tail off. His vision's incredible. And I thought the offensive line did a great job of giving him those holes for him to run through. And so we're going to keep getting better. We got to learn from this game. And I think that's the best thing about this team is you never know who it's going to be.
I love the growl in Mahomes' voice that shows up. He moved past Dan Marino for most touchdown passes ever thrown by a player in their first 32 games. He has 79, Marino had 76, and he's the first quarterback ever to throw 3 or more touchdowns without an interception in 3 straight season openers. We've got season openers coming out the wazoo. Here's your week 1 primetime sked. As we got the Sunday nighter on TSN, along with the doubleheader Monday.
Dallas Stars GM Jim Nill summed up the Western Conference final matchup between Dallas and Las Vegas pretty succinctly. He said, we're both big, heavy teams. We both support the puck well. We both get great goaltending, so I think what you've seen is what you're going to get. And that may be true, Mr. Nill, but one question remains unanswered. Just how old is Stars goaltender Anton Khudobin anyway? I mean, the media guide says 34, but come on. Come on. The series is tied at 1 going into Game 3. Mark Stone, without a point in his last 4 games. Longest drought since December. Second period, no score. Stone, the steal, and the wrister. This will go off Khudobin's glove, off the crossbar, and not into the net. Much to the chagrin of Stone's own, and his struggles would continue later in the second period. Shot is blocked by Jamie Alexiak, and then he falls, and Alexiak's got a break, and Alexiak, beautiful hands to beat Robin Leonard. Dallas's first goal since their first shot of the series. It's 1-0. We're now jumping to the third period. It's now 2-1 Dallas. Stone parked in front. Alex Tuch's shot goes off Stone and in. Dallas would challenge for goalie interference, but they ruled it a good goal. Stone gets credit for his first in 7 games, and that's going to tie it at 2. And then a couple of minutes later, Stone starts the passing play. Riley Smith will get a couple of whacks at it. Look at Khudobin. The ageless wonder. What wizardry he used to keep that one out. Couple minutes later, Khudobin stretches out to try to make a save and appears to tweak something, limping back to the crease. The old man would stay in the game. Then in the dying seconds of regulation, Stars golden opportunity for the go-ahead goal. No pun intended. Jamie Benn robbed by Leonard. And Leonard looks to be injured after the play as we head to the dressing room at the end of regulation. Ben and Rick Bowness have headaches. Leonard and Khudobin would come back out for OT 31 seconds in.
Pass across for Radulov to the right circle, moves it and shoots. He scores! 31 seconds into overtime.
Yes, that is Kenny Albert, friend of SportsCenter with Jane Dan, brought to you by McDonald's. Radulov, second overtime winner of the playoffs. Stars take a 2-1 series lead.
LeBron James, then everyone else. That's how it stands after the Lakers' Game 3 win against the Rockets on Tuesday. LeBron with his 162nd postseason win, moving past Derek Fisher. He moved past Derek Fisher. As LeBron's coach Frank Vogel said, nobody impacts winning more than LeBron James. Game 4, Rockets, Lakers. Lakers up 2-1. First quarter, Russell Westbrook does not hit. And then LeBron bounced past to Kentavious Caldwell Pope, or KCP for short. He had 10 points. LeBron inbounding. Rockets fall asleep on Alex Caruso. There's one thing you don't do in the NBA. You do not fall asleep on Alex Caruso. They did it twice. James with 5 assists in the half. LeBron, late second quarter. Lakers up 16 at the half. Third quarter. He's got 15 rebounds, LeBron does, and then delivers a Mahomes touchdown pass to Anthony Davis. James had 9 assists, Davis 29 points. Game's locked up when LeBron decides to do this.
This is the guy can shot fake, puts it on the deck, and it's knocked away by Caruso. Up ahead, Rondo all the way. LeBron James throws it down. That was risky.
I don't know if it was risky. James only needed 16 points as the Lakers win, and they take a commanding 3-1 series lead. Coming up.
A couple of Canadian celebrities celebrating birthdays on Thursday. Esteemed sports anchor Dan O'Toole celebrated a milestone birthday. He turned 30 years old. And Brooke Henderson of Smith Falls, Ontario, was celebrating her 23rd birthday, teeing off in Rancho Mirage, California for the LPGA's second major of the season. The ANA Inspiration, second major on the calendar. And Brooke started on the back nine. Number 16.
That was a pretty tough place to start.
12-footer for birdie. She made the turn 1 under par. Squeaky shoes from Maddie, one of our camera guys.
He's just getting some basketball practice.
Oh, squeaky shoes, Maddie, we call him. Henderson missed the cut at the Women's Open 3 weeks ago. Made bogey on 1, here on 2. Again, this is her back nine. She went for the par 5 and 2. She got it. She 2-putt for birdie. Henderson is 151st in putting this season, but you wouldn't have known it on Thursday. 12-footer on 3. 9-time LPGA Tour winner, reads it perfectly. 2 shots off the lead. Then after a par on 4, another birdie attempt on 5. 20-footer. She is 1 shot back of the lead. Let's go to 8. She missed just her second green in regulation on the day. The chip will come up just short. That close to another birdie. And then on the par 5 9th, tried to reach it 2, as you can see, almost did. And chipped close enough to lead to her 5th birdie. She's 4 under 68. She is 2 back of the lead. Here she is after her round.
It wasn't exactly the start that I wanted. I made a lot of pars, but I wasn't complaining too much. I felt like I was hitting the ball well, and I felt like it was just kind of a matter of time before the putt started to fall. And it's nice to make quite a few birdies on the back nine and finish at 4 under. It's a solid day and a good start.
Okay, here we go.
You know what?
Walkie-walkie.
I didn't play 1 round of golf this summer. Not that summer's over, but not 1.
It is over. The courses are all closed.
This is the time of the year, though, you can hit a perfect drive, and then it rolls under the leaves, and you're like...
Yeah, and then you're like, someone will rake it later. Someone with a rake will get that ball. Oh, this is a different angle. Very on top of us here.
I like it.
I'm fine with it, too.
Hey, at the end of the Raptors' big double overtime win against the Celtics on Wednesday, both teams had to be separated. So it poses the question, is there a rivalry brewing between the two squads heading into Game 7?
We're close in proximity. We're, in the same division. Both teams have been in the playoffs, a lot of years in a row. This seems like the regular season matchups against these guys seem to be big moments, and we always talk about how big a game they are. And then you find yourself in a tough series like this, and it feels like a rivalry already, even though this is the first time we've met. I think a lot of factors have gone into that. This is kind of why you coach. I'm not saying for a Game 7 in general, but I'm just saying, the super competitive playoffs, a lot on the line. It's kind of the crazy love of a coach, right?
As I said on yesterday's television program, Marc Gasol kind of shoved down Marcus Smart at the end of the game. That led to that scrum. So I don't know. They may be overplaying the whole rivalry thing a little bit, but still, Game 7. Wonder where you can see that. Right here, baby.
And
on this network.
Depending on what happens, well, it's guaranteed one team will leave the bubble.
Yeah, that's right.
That's more than 2 words, Kate. Raptors basketball. Raptors basketball. We have it. It's Game 7. These are your plans for Friday night. Plus, there's a pandemic. You should not be doing anything else.
No, exactly. And now for the rest of the news from around the league, let's bring in our NFL insider, Mike Garafolo.
NFL Network star reporter Mike Garafolo.
There's a nicer guy on the planet than our NFL insider, Mike Garafolo. Today, Mike Garafolo's in the Coors side seats as we begin another season of Jay and Dan and another NFL season. Mike looking terrific in a rose-colored blazer. Mike, the regular season is here. One player won't be seeing the field is Von Miller, who wears a lot of rose-colored blazers. But, man, this is a devastating loss for the Broncos. Any timeline for his recovery from that ankle injury?
Well, let's put on some rose-colored glasses. I think there's a shot he comes back, but it's really going to depend on the Denver Broncos season. I mean, if Drew Lock really continues to play the way he did down the stretch, and this is a team that's competing, then there's a chance that Von Miller comes back late in the regular season for a possible playoff push. But this is a team that's got a brutal schedule early on. If they trip out of the gate and they never really get in the playoff contention, then you're not going to see Von Miller this season as he gets surgery on Friday to repair that tendon in his ankle. The good news is this is an injury that you can come back from and be just as good as you were beforehand. So that is the hope for Von Miller and the Denver Broncos. Does have an option in his contract this offseason, but I would expect that they pick it up and he remains with the Broncos.
Rose-colored glasses, classic country song, YouTube it. Players, they've been getting paid before the start of the season. Still a couple waiting for their extensions. So are we going to see any more deals before the weekend?
I believe that we will, and this is usually what happens. Teams and players wanting to get it done before the game starts. Certainly the case for Alvin Kamara, the Saints running back, and this has been one that's gotten a little bit ugly in recent weeks, but there is a sweet spot between the $16 million per year that Christian McCaffrey got and the $12 million per year that Joe Mixon got. It's just a matter of really fitting it in right there. I think that one gets done. The one that really needs a little bit more massaging to get close is Cooper Kupp, the wide receiver for the Rams, coming off a 94-catch, 10-touchdown season. The Rams trying to get this one done after getting Jalen Ramsey done, but there's still work to be done. And it doesn't mean that he's heading elsewhere. It is his contract year, but there's a franchise tag and a long way to go before free agency.
And then you have all those new rookie quarterbacks, including the #1 overall pick, Joe Burrow, who's been named a captain already in Cincinnati. What should we expect, Mike, from these first-year signal callers?
Burrow's going to struggle at times, but the early returns, especially for a guy who didn't have the normal offseason that all players have, that rookies have, that a rookie quarterback really needs, the returns are pretty good. I mean, the Bengals are really impressed with the way that he's handled himself and what he's done in limited work in training camp. So I really think he could shine at times in his rookie year, played in a system that in college that really translates to the pro level. So don't be surprised if he shows up early and often. As for Tua Tagovailoa, I don't think you're going to see him unless Ryan Fitzpatrick really struggles or gets hurt. The Dolphins would like to take the slower approach, and they like the way that Fitzpatrick kept them competitive last year. And they really think also that Tua can learn by watching Fitzpatrick prepare and play week in and week out.
Mike, the return of the NFL means the return of you, and I think you know which one we're happier about.
I hope it's me.
Red Sox Rays. Rafael Devers. Devers. 3 home runs over his last 3 games. Top 3. Man on. Ball. Oh, that's a moonshot. Is it stay fair? Man, the Trop is a gorgeous stadium. Devers tied for the team lead with his 10th home run of the season. He had 3 RBI. Bottom 4. Hunter Renfroe at the dish. Oh, man.
Dozers.
His 7th of the season. Tampa cuts the lead to 1.
You a big Sunbelt Rentals guy?
That's Brandon Lau. They went back to back. Huge Sunbelt Rentals guy. Rays down 4-3, bottom 9. Austin Meadows at the dish with a man on third. 2 out. And called strike 3. A little high. May have been a little high.
That's tough.
Rays lose.
That's tough. Dylan Bundy is LA Angels starter. 4th overall pick in 2011 by the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles kind of gave up on him last year, sent him to the Halos, and he has been fantastic this year. 3rd in the AL in ERA. 12 strikeouts in this game against the Texas Rangers. He's got nasty stuff. Went 7 1/3, gave up just 2 runs on 4 hits. And it helps when you have this guy in the lineup.
2-1.
Yeah, that changeup did not fool Mike Trout. He went down and got it.
That's the new Texas Stadium.
For his major league leading 16th of the season. This one went almost 450 feet. And here's one thing about that Texas Stadium. They got plexiglass. Trout ruined it. Hey, Trout, you gotta pay for that plexiglass.
Brought to you by McDelivery. I'm having one of those spicy McChickens this weekend.
Yes. Are you going to try the hottest one? The the ghost pepper.
No, it comes in on the 15th. Patty Mahomes threw for 3 touchdowns, 211 yards as the Chiefs open up the 2020 season with a win over the Texans. Mahomes passed Dan Marino for the most touchdown passes through 32 career starts with 79. Ooh, I struggled with that one.
There was a lot of script there, but I thought you did okay. Lightning forward Alex Killorn has been suspended 1 game for this hit on Brock Nelson Wednesday. Killorn got 5 in a game, and that came less than 6 minutes into the game, so he'll be forced to sit out Friday's Game 3. He has only been fined once during his almost 600-game NHL career. Tampa Bay coach John Cooper said Thursday that he would be mildly surprised if Killorn wasn't available for Game 3, so I guess he's going to be mildly surprised.
I think so.
He's not there.
Sean Couturier has won the 2020 Frank J. Selke Trophy. The award's given to the forward who best excels in the defensive aspects of the game and is selected by the Professional Hockey Writers Association, which I am not a member of. Couturier, who's 27, scored 22 goals, added 37 assists with a rating of plus 21 over 69 games with the Flyers. Patrice Bergeron and Ryan O'Reilly came in second and third, respectively.
Couturier has turned into be such a good player.
He was a finalist in 2018.
And he was presented the award virtually by Ron Francis, the GM of the Seattle Kraken, who won the award back in '95. Ron Francis, great two-way player.
People gonna confuse the hockey team with the booze?
I wondered that as I saw one of those Kraken rum ads on TSN recently. But maybe they can come together.
I think they will.
Right?
And now it's time for What Did Dan Eat After the Show Last Night at 2 a.m.
A couple of Hot Pockets in the air fryer.
I don't know how he stays so thin. This has been What Did Dan Eat After the Show Last Night at 2 a.m.
Jenny time. I'm told new Jenny graphics are coming.
2-2.
Mike Trout crushes this one to deep right. Joey Gallo makes the grab, spins, and gets the runner at first for the double play. Great defensive play from Joey Gallo.
Joey Gallo, the favorite baseball player of Sidney and Ruby O'Toole, because he once gave them each a baseball during batting practice. You do that to a kid, you got him hooked for life. Camilo Villegas, final hole of the day, third on the par 5 ninth hole, nails it.
Jars it.
At the Safeway Open.
Well, Dan, we got more from the Safeway Open from one of our old friends, and it is great to see this guy on the course. Graham Dillette of Weyburn, Saskatchewan, the one-hand chip. Look at this.
Obviously, he's got some issues going on.
Because he's had the chipping yips.
That's what our stats guy, Hound Dog Harrison, has informed us. Golf expert here at TSN. Move over, Weeksy.
Graham Dillette, man. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
KHL, Nikita McCallius. Nice move. Then slide it past the goalie. That's Nikita McCallius.
Calgary Flames playing in the KHL now? Oh, no, that's not. Lakers Rockets. LeBron James. Yes. Surrounded by defenders. A veteran now.
On the night the NFL returned to action, LeBron said, hey, I could play. He could play in the NFL, probably.
He was a all-state high school receiver in football, apparently. Giants. Oh, we're going back to LeBron off a Rockets turnover. Rajon Rondo off the glass And LeBron just able to throw it down.
Giants and Padres, Alex Dickerson.
And a ground ball.
Hot shot to third. Manny Machado. Great play. Manny Machado.
Machado. A lot of Padres highlights. You mentioned it yesterday, Tools.
Yeah.
We got a lot of young talent, fun to watch. It's good for San Diego.
Looking up Dillette, he's tied for 128th. He's 2 over after his first.
Just great to see him back after all his injuries and everything. Yeah, we're pulling for him. Wade Burn. It's the worst play of the day. Mike Trout, best player in baseball, worst player at identifying plexiglass.
Is he trying to go through it? They didn't know it was there.
He could. He's a big boy.
Big boy.
Big boy.
Highlight of the night. Anton Hudobin.
We always speculate about his age.
Because you probably have people in your life, and I'm talking to you at home, where you, like I have a neighbor, where if he said...
You can't place it. It's not that he looks old, we just don't know where is he on that age spectrum.
Yeah, my neighbor Dan the other day told me, I think he's 64, 65. If he said 46, I would have said, yeah, I got it.
Dan, we messed a few things up. I couldn't say end of regulation at the end of the Vegas and Dallas highlights. You struggled through the Who Delivered script, brought to you by McDelivery, and you said Patty Berglund was a finalist for the Selke Award instead of Patrice Bergeron. Couple of PBs.
Whoop-whoops!
Monday's Tim, everything's taken care of for you. Goes down awkwardly. Bless you, Dan.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Look at your hand there. Hey!
Oh, I see what my director was trying to talk to there. Okay. Oh, it's not working. Use some
hair product.
Is Tim still producing the show?
Had a bowl of cereals. Cereals.
Bye-bye.